Hey everyone, David here, and it's time for Game Pass or Pass the Game, where I take a game from a Game Pass description, play it, review it for your pleasure in a very briefly fashion. Now, this is actually a very unique scenario here because this is actually a game that is technically free with Game Pass, but only if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which ultimately comes with EA Play bundled in with it. Otherwise, the game actually is available for $20 in other platforms. So it's kind of a Game Pass game and kind of not, but regardless, I'm here to talk about Knockout City, one of the games that looked intriguing but at the same time felt a little weirdly placed when it was revealed via Nintendo's Direct, when we were all kind of busy wondering where the hell is the proper Zelda 35th anniversary. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. Knockout City, however, has been released across all platforms, but it's predominantly free through Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play. And me and my buddy Surface Assassin, my buddies actually, Surface Assassin and Yaya Disney Freak over on Twitch, we both kind of got together, formed a team of three, and played Knockout City during a community stream. And man, oh man, it was actually really fun. Much more fun than any of us were planning on giving it credit for. Because on surface level, it looked like it could kind of be a hit or miss, no pun intended, considering the premise, which is basically a very bombastic and stylized interpretation on dodgeball. Yet it's a very multiplayer-centric play on dodgeball, but you're mixing in different dynamic moves, twists and turns, different items that can then kind of turn the tide of the game on your advantage on 3 versus 3 battles. And for the most part, it's definitely, after playing it, it feels like the game that's better to play rather than to just watch. Because when we were watching those gameplay videos during the Nintendo Direct or other, things that kind of showcased it, didn't really do it that much justice. Sure, they were able to showcase some of the different features, but it's right when you get into these matches that the tension becomes palpable, trying to, get to the highest score of 10, being able to get to these matches with different kind of attributes, like all of the balls have a particular attribute to them that can kind of teeter on being a rocket or multiplying your balls so they can kind of do a quick fire succession. All these different little elements that really help the game much more fun and much more tense, especially when you're neck and neck with the other team. And it was just overall fun. And that's the biggest hook with this game, is that you can tell from the way that it was designed and everything that fun was at its core. It may not be the most polished looking game from a visual or audio perspective. It doesn't really do anything to really stand out as far as map layout or graphic fidelity, or even, I would say, sound design. The narrator in particular, he kind of goes for this like 1960s aesthetic, and he's not annoying, but he's not like, the most compelling narrator that I've ever heard. It kind of comes with the territory, but at its core, it's that gameplay that just made for a very fun loop that went on even longer than we had imagined. I was only planning on playing the game for 2 hours, and that stream lasted for like almost 3.5. And we told ourselves we're going to get a win. And sure enough, it came down to the wire. We got one win followed by a second one, and it was just very invigorating and adrenaline fuel to get the blood fueling with those wins and getting the matches. And it made for a very fun stream. To this day, it's actually one of my more memorable streams that I've had in the past month or so. Now, being that it's a online multiplayer game, there's definitely plenty of areas that could be improved. For me, the one element that I think needs to be focused on for the next patch or update that they plan on dropping would be more modes or more flexibility with how many people can join the matches. Because as of right now, I believe we only have the option to do 3v3 or 2v2. It would be like to kind of broaden those horizons, whether it be with a 4v4, 5v5, allow more people to kind of make things a little hectic. Or one other suggestion that somebody in my chat said is that instead of maybe doing a 4v4 or 5v5 to make things even more tense, is to keep the teams at 3 but throw in another team, so you have a 3v3v3 or a 4v4v4, something like that, just so that the things can get even much more hectic. But of course, with that in mind, definitely maybe open up a few of the maps, throw in 1 or 2 that can really make things just this huge battle zone of dodgeball that just makes things more chaotic. And the only other issue would be that I would like it if the developers looked into maybe fixing that left trigger, the one that's designed to catch balls mid-air so they can then throw it back at them. many times I could have sworn I hit that trigger at the right time and it never promptly responded to catch the ball, and it would cause me getting hit multiple times, thus then resulting in some lost matches. And at first I thought it was just me, maybe some bad net code or internet connections, but then soon my team members and even people from the chat were reporting the same issues. So I feel like maybe this is something that the developers could look into and refine the gameplay even better. Knockout City is a very high recommendation, especially if you're on a binge of multiplayer games, something that you want to play with your buddies, something that is definitely amplified by playing with people that you know rather than randoms. Knockout City, I mean, it set itself up. It's a knockout. So if you have Game Pass, feel free to download it through EA Play. If you don't, I know that right now I think there was a free trial that's already been done and over with. So you have to pay the $20 if you want to play it on either Switch or PlayStation. I don't know if it's worth the $20. If you have a set community or set group that is for sure going to join you almost each and every single time, sure. But otherwise, I'd say either wait for it to potentially go free to play in the future if the money's not necessarily there, or if the funding's not there, or they want to make a different aesthetic choice to make it like a battle royale centric thing, or something that has like seasons with a battle pass that you have to pay for, etc. like that. Once it goes free to play, if it ever does, check it out then. Otherwise, if you do happen to have an Xbox, check it out on Game Pass. I recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of Knockout City if you ever played it already. If not, will you be playing it after this video? Like or don't like, hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, and I'll see you guys on the next Game Pass or Pass the Game. Stay humble.